Good morning and welcome to the 7th Annual DealBook Conference. Our theme this year is playing for the long term, and the more astute among you may have noticed that that is exactly the same theme that we had each of the last couple of years. And a reasonable person might assume that's Andrew being lazy, but I would argue that you're not exactly playing for the long term if you're changing your theme every year. And regardless, as I step into my role as publisher, the need to look past the chaos of this moment and to focus on the horizon beyond resonates deeply with me. For years, media executives have lived quarter to quarter, maximizing short-term profits at the expense of their journalism and their customers. At the Times, my family has endeavored to think in decades, or in better yet, in generations. And my responsibility as publisher is to help transform the Times for the digital era while staying true to the mission that's guided us for over a century. It's an evolution that's years underway, but far from over as the news industry continues to confront a series of existential challenges. The advertising-based business model that has sustained American journalism for decades is collapsing, not only in print, but increasingly in digital. As a result, the number of working newspaper journalists in this country has declined faster than the number of coal miners in recent years. The digital platform companies have grown into the most powerful information monopolies in history, accounting for the bulk of minutes and advertising dollars spent on mobile, while showing little reverence for old-fashioned journalistic values like independence, fairness, and accuracy. At the same time, trust in nearly every institution in American life is eroding, with the news media at the front of the pack, thanks to a cynical and self-interested effort to discredit the type of journalism that's intended to hold power to account. So yes, I sometimes find myself wondering what it would have been like to be publisher in the 1980s, when the main responsibility, as far as I could tell, was to count all the money as it rolled off the printing press. But this is when the leadership matters most, and this is when the Times' mission of seeking the truth and helping people understand the world is most urgent. And that's why we're continuing to put reporters on the ground in more than 150 countries every year, from Kazakhstan to Papua New Guinea. It's why we give our journalists the support and resources they need to spend 18 months digging into a single important story. It's why we're on a hiring spree, recruiting experts to cover the issues of our age, from how surging populism is reshaping our politics, to how technology is reshaping every facet of our personal and professional lives, to how climate change is reshaping our planet. It's why we're exploring new ways to bring this reporting to life for new audiences, from the country's leading podcast to a soon-to-debut TV show to this event. In this moment of global tumult, we're making decisions to ensure that original, expert, on-the-ground journalism doesn't just survive but thrives in the years ahead. And I imagine most of you in this room are grappling with similarly consequential challenges and transformations at your companies, and we hope that these conversations will be as enlightening for you as I know they'll be for us. I'd like to close by thanking our sponsors. We're able to produce this event because of the generous support of our premier sponsors, PwC and State Street Global Advisors, our associate sponsor, Intel, and our supporting sponsors, BMO Financial Group and Hennessy Paradis Imperial, and SAP. Thank you for helping us make this day possible. And for all of you today, welcome to DealBook 2018. It's now my pleasure to welcome Andrew Ross Sorkin, one of our most talented and innovative journalists and one of the most clear-eyed guides to this changing world. We've invested heavily in business coverage over the last year, and Andrew has helped lead the way. And with that, Andrew Ross Sorkin.